So, Kirby Star Allies, the newest Kirby game as of recording this video, but not for very long, is considered by many Kirby fans to be one of the easiest, if not the easiest Kirby game in the entire franchise. I mean, that's perfectly fine. Everyone has their opinions, even if they're wrong. Okay, on the real though, I personally wouldn't consider Kirby Star Allies to be the easiest game in the series. Quite the opposite, in fact, in case you couldn't tell by the title of the video. Because certainly no easy Kirby game would have, these things. So in order to celebrate the upcoming release of Kirby and the Forgotten Land, on top of willing the game to be at least a little bit challenging, I'm going to explore what makes my second favorite Kirby game an absolute monster in terms of difficulty, starting with the ultimate choice on Soul Melter EX difficulty. Enjoy the suffering, because we are in for quite a ride.
Suck.
Help me! Help me!
So my first fight against Parallel Woods, one of the easier bosses in this mode, ironically enough, ended up in flames and disaster as I especially took way too much damage during the fight. Are we surprised though? Absolutely not. Keep in mind that any damage I take from any boss fight stays for the rest of the attempt unless I'm willing to use my very limited batch of non-replenishable healing items. Not sure if replenishable even is a word or not, but whatever, we're gonna roll with it. Also, if I die specifically, that's it. The run is over and we have to start from scratch, which wouldn't hurt all that much now, but once we get further into the ultimate choice, the fear of losing starts to rise exponentially, until it eventually happens, and it feels freaking terrible. By the way, we still have 13 of these hackers to deal with, most of which are much harder than Parallel Woods. TLDR, Mrs. Fritz, I'm Booter, head out. classic example of things going from bad to much, much, much worse. I have basically one hit point left before I get eradicated and thus booted out of the ultimate choice, while the rest of my team aside from Bandana D are all on death's door too. Not even mention the fact that Bandana D, Meta Knight and King DDD all died during the course of the mini-boss rush and I had to revive them. Plus, this boss fight, if you could even call it that, should theoretically be much easier to handle, yet we still ended up getting our cheeks clapped. If it weren't for the fact that I cheated my way into getting a free Maxim Tomato, thus healing my team and I back up to full health, I'd say the run was pretty much done for. By the way, yes, I did use Amiibo during this attempt for extra healing items. Cut me some slack here, I haven't played Kirby Star Allies in like 300 years and I'm already doing the hardest challenge in the game for content.
You eat all my beans?
So, the fight against Golden Tom Nook and Silver Jolly Red went pretty well all things considered. When my team and I escaped relatively unscathed, with me especially not losing a single hit point of health, you best believe I popped off like crazy. Though that may come down to the fact that Golden Tanuki Mario and Silver Tanuki Luigi are the only main bosses in the entire game to not have a parallel form and thus remain relatively the same fighting style-wise from the main story. A strange decision, but I'm not quite complaining as I already thought Golden Centret and Silver Ninetales were hard enough to deal with as is in Ultimate Choice on Soul Melter difficulty.
Damn, boy, he's thick!
Okay, so here's where I remembered how broken Spider Kirby is in this game. You see, one of Kirby's basic actions that he can do with any copy ability, even when he's ability-less, is guard, thus reducing the damage of incoming attacks. Some copy abilities have guard that takes things a step further, such as nullifying normal damage entirely or having a counter when Kirby gets hurt while guarding. Not only does Spider Kirby have both of those, but Bazinga of Spider Kirby's main gimmick of laying damaging traps for the enemy with long-lasting webs, Spider Kirby is able to deal damage both consistently and efficiently at a very close and or long range. It's genuinely ridiculous how easy Spider Kirby made this boss fight in particular. I easily could have no damaged this boss fight too if I was a bit better at this game, but remember, 300 years have I not touched this game, and I probably won't for an even longer while because Kirby and the Forgotten Land is coming to town. Don't have much to say about the fight other than, I'm down to 1 hit point left again and I'm about to go into the fight with Parallel Francisca who, spoiler alert, is just as difficult as every other boss I've fought so far, so that's fun. Also Drawsha Soul is a banger.
Do it again.
Hey, look who's at 1 HP again and is about to take on something as hard as Parallel Francisca. Almost as if it's my specialty or something, like I'm programmed to be incompetent and put myself into either embarrassing or borderline dangerous situations. Kinda like my entire YouTube channel at this point, which is just a walking embarrassment. I did use the Smash Bros. Yoshi amiibo, but it didn't give me a very good healing item, so I could only take like 3 or 4 hits before dying. So basically, if there's any hope for me progressing, I had to play out of my mind, in a game with a boss that I don't even know how to play in my mind, as I haven't touched the game in 300 years, as I've already established twice.
Burn to the ground! Incoming!
That went well. Sure, there were a couple of deaths here and there from my team, but at the very least I didn't take too many hits like I planned to. Things are looking dire though, as we're going to fight the hardest of the three mage sisters with only like 2 more hits until we die. But it's fine because I'm a sensible person and I know exactly when to heal and when not to heal. Oh shoot.
Be gone! Be gone!
It was at this moment that he knew.
To subscribe to the channel and follow me on Twitter. Okay, so we admit that I totally lost because of RNG related reasons, right? No matter, next time I try this stupid as hell mode, I'll win for sure, since I'm the greatest when it comes to good RNG and have never lost a party game in my life.
What the Hello, Mario.